Please, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup.misfit, and we are here with the second update for Make Mistakes, Get Messy, and Pan. As always, everything about this will be down in the description box, so go check it out. But we are going to get into the products, the 3 prompts that I have had in here for the last month and a little bit longer. So the prompt that has been in here for the longest is Pinky and the Brain, and this is something that makes you feel like you can take over the world or you're on top of the world. And for me, a fragrance does that. It's just that little bit extra that makes me just feel a little bit better each time I spritz one on. But for this project, I decided I was going to pull in 4 mini fragrances. Now, 2 out of the 4 I have finished off, at least very, very close. The Kayali one has been done. I can't get anything else out of it. And then this morning I did spritz a little bit of this Tom Ford one. I'm gonna see if I can get anything else out of it, but it is pretty close to done, so I'm considering that finished. However, I do have 2 in here that I'm not a big fan of, and I do believe I had mentioned this last month. I do have these 2 by Replica, and I am just not feeling them. One of them is called On a Date, which is the one that has the least amount of product, and then we have Lazy Sunday Morning, and these on me I'm just not feeling. I am going to try and maybe see if I can use them as a room spray or get some other way to make some progress on them. But I haven't even been thinking about these fragrances at all over the last month. I've been really into wearing my Carolina Herrera, the Very Good Girl Elixir that I bought during the Sephora sale. That has just been my go-to, and I've been really enjoying it. So when I do spritz a perfume, that's what I'm wearing. I'm not even thinking about anything else. But I think I'm going to pull these into my daily makeup area, and maybe I can just kind of use them as a room spray or something to get some sort of use on it. But as of right now, they are still sitting exactly where they were last month, and at this point it just kind of is what it is. So we're gonna see how the next few weeks go and what ends up happening at the next update. I will make up my mind if I want to keep them in or maybe replace one of those 2 fragrances with another one, just to, you know, kind of make up for this prompt a little bit. But having 2 out right now and having 2 that I'm still kind of working on, it's not bad progress. But I would like to at least try and get 1 more of those completed, but we'll have to see how it goes. Last month, I rolled in 2 brand new prompts, and the first one was Adventures of Pete and Pete. So this is a product that comes as a mini and a full size. Now, the Huda Beauty baking powder, setting powder, whatever it's called, I have the full size of the Ube birthday cake, and I know that they do mini sizes in some of the colors. I don't believe they have all shades as mini. But what I decided to do, instead of going for the Ube birthday cake that I have these little cards. I have 2, maybe 3 of these now that come with different shades. And these 3 shades right here are more for my skin tone. So I want to completely use all 3 of these up. I have not used this yet. There's a little bit of a domino effect as to why, but basically I have this container. It's the Bum Bum Cream by Sol de Janeiro. The product is still in the container. I need to use it up, but I was using another lotion prior to that to try and finish off. So I think now that I'm done that, I can start to use the Bum Bum Cream, and I'm going to use that up completely before I start to open this up and throw the powder into that container, just because I figured it would be a lot easier to try and like keep it contained so it's not getting all over the place. I don't really know how it's gonna go with dipping my brush into these tiny little things. So of course, I'm gonna use 1 at a time and completely finish it off before I move on to the next shade. So this is gonna be in here for a little bit. I am okay with that. I am still really curious to see how I feel about these. So it's gonna take a little bit of time, but get used to her. She'll be hanging around for a while, and then I will, you know, ultimately make a decision on what I want to do with these. I'm gonna end up getting rid of these 3 because they just aren't my skin tone, but I do have 1, maybe 2 more of these cards. So if I do like this powder, I'll probably get through those cards no problem, but if not, then we'll just have to kind of see where things go. But my Adventures of Pete and Pete product, it's gonna be around for a little bit, so it is what it is though, but that's okay. Then I had the prompt, Hey Arnold, which is a product that you are obsessed with, and I decided I was gonna roll in my Peter Thomas Roth eye patches. Now there's 3 different patches in here. I put 2 under the eyes and 1 just in the center kind of above my brows. You can put them like on your smile lines, but I put this goal of using these 4 times. I kind of wanted to try and get back into a routine of actually using them. And I figured with 4 uses, maybe that could equal once a week and get back into that routine and try and keep that up. I have used them the 4 times. I don't think it was once a week. I didn't really pay attention too much, but I want to say there was only like a couple of days in between a couple of the uses. So regardless, I would like to get back into like actually creating a routine with these, which I have not done, even if it's like a Thursday or Friday night, because those are my nights off. But I did use this the 4 times, which is really exciting. That was like the main goal, the main point, and I am really happy that I actually managed to use these 4 times because I had not used them for quite a while up until bringing them into this project. So I'm happy that 4 more were able to be used, and that means that I get to roll 1 product out and I get to roll 1 brand new prompt in. So we are going to roll 1 through, I want to say there's 34 prompts. I have them all written down here. Yeah, 34. I have everything in front of me as well, but we are going to 34. Okay, so let's see what I will be rolling in this time. We have number 10, which is Legends of the Hidden Temple, which was my absolute favorite show. I think it was on YTV. It was like this really cool game show, like activity game. It was so cool. Like, look it up if you have not seen it. I loved it so much. There was like 4 teams of 2. I think it was like orange, purple, green, and maybe red, and they all had to go and do these activities that were really like harder activities, like not something super simple. It was like so much fun. They had to like swing from things. I don't know. I just loved this as a kid. So randomly generate a beauty category. That is what the prompt is for this. Okay, let me do up a little thing because I don't even think I have one. I think I have spin the wheel. So let me just do up a real quick generator for this, and then we will see what I end up getting, and then I will go and find a product. So I will be right back. Okay, so apparently I already had a whole collection on here. The only thing I don't have is like fragrances and like hair care, skincare, that kind of stuff in this wheel. So we have face palettes, lip, eyeshadow palettes, blush, bronzer, highlighter, and single eyeshadows. So let's spin the wheel and see what we end up getting. Highlighter. Are we surprised? Kind of not, with the way that this year's been going in my projects and pulling in all of the highlighters, but that is okay. I'm excited because I still love it. It is still my favorite. Let me go take a look and see what highlighter I want to bring in for this project, so I will be right back. All right, I have my highlighter, and I decided to go with the Ofra and Nikki Tutorials collab. This is the shade Cloud 9. So part of the reason why I chose this is because, if I can open it properly, it has this like peach flip to it, this like, you know, peachy, pinky, whatever. I think it's really pretty. And I think it's going to go with some of the blushes that I'm going to be focusing on rather soon. So I figured that this would be a good way to kind of incorporate them, you know, blend them together nicely. I think that I'm going to enjoy this. So I'm just going to throw a small usage goal on here. Just because I do have so many other highlighters that I'm working on right now. I think it's Alice in Wonderland project. I have my MAC double gleam highlighter. That is like my main highlighter that I'm focusing on right now. So I'm trying to get as much use on that as possible. My goal is to hit pan on that one. So for this, I'm just going to do a small usage goal, and I'm going to use this 6 times. And just because Cloud 9, that's technically 6 letters, characters, whatever you want to call it. So that's what my goal is going to be for this. So I do think I can probably get this knocked out by the next update. But again, my main focus is going to be my MAC highlighter. So this may be in here for a little bit longer. Plus there's a couple blushes that I have in mind that I want to pair this with, like I was saying. And I don't think I'm going to get to those right away. It might be a little bit later on in this month, but I think that if I'm using this consistently with those blushes, then this might be out next month. We'll just have to see how it goes. But this might be in here for a couple of months or so, but that's okay. I don't mind. As long as I'm getting some use on this, because it definitely has not been used in quite a long time. And I think I've had this in one project before, and that's the only time I've used it. And I have not reached for it since. So it does deserve a little bit of love, and I think 6 uses is fair. So that is it for now. That is everything for this update. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know what you would do with those other 2 fragrances, those replica ones that I'm just not a big fan of, especially like on me. I spray them on me and I don't like them. Maybe once they settle in, then it's not as bad, but I just don't really pay attention. So maybe it's just the initial spritz that I'm not a fan of. I honestly don't know. But let me know what you would do with those ones. If you have any other ideas besides using them as a room spray, I don't even know if there is anything else that you can really do with a perfume besides that, because I don't want to spray it in my hair. But yeah, let me know down below. And that is it for now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.